Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello and welcome to our video. So in today's video, we'll be presenting to you about Wankel engine. This is not an example of Wankel engine. This is a piston engine. Some of the examples of a Wankel engine is a Mazda RX-8 and a Bentley aircraft engine. Starting off the explanation about Wankel engine. A Wankel engine is a type of rotary engine. Therefore, it is often referred to as Wankel rotating engine. It is a type of combustion engine which uses a rotary design to convert pressure into a rotating motion instead of using reciprocating pistons. Its 4-stroke cycle takes place in an oval-like epitrochoid-shaped housing and a rotor that is similar in shape to a Rolex triangle. This design delivers smooth, high RPM power from a small compact size. So you might be wondering how it got its name, Wankel engine. So it got its name from the German engineer named Felix Wankel. He began the development of this engine in the 1950s in the NSU. Because of their compact design, Wankel rotary engines have been installed in a variety of vehicles and devices such as automobiles including racing cars, along with aircraft, go-karts, personal watercraft, and so much more. The most extensive automotive use of the Wankel rotary engine has been by the Japanese company Mazda.
First of all, I want to make a simple explanation of theory, design and principle of operation of the Wankel RC engine. Okay, first, Wankel RC engine is internal combustion engine. The fuel air mixture it needs and this explosion directly drive the engine internally. Second, the design of the Wankel RC engine. Basically, there are three main moving components in the manufacturing of the Wankel RC engine, which are 2 rotors and 1 de-eccentric shaft. Okay, these components rotate in a single line. They do not jerk forward or backward. These are surrounded by the peripheral housing where the tip traces out an epitrochoid curve. Okay, lastly, the principle of operation of the Wankel RC engine. It is an auto cycle engine consists of 4 strokes. It has 4 phases in its combustion engine, which are intake, compression, combustion or power, and exhaust. Unlike the conventional piston engine, the fuel air mixture is swept along, so the 4 phases take place in different areas in the engine system.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad AMMAR bin AZIZAN. I will explain to all of you about the components in Wankel engine. There are 3 major components for Wankel engine, which is the rotor, the housing, and the output shaft. The first component is the rotor. The rotor consists of 3 different phases, and each of the phases acts like a piston, and it has a pocket in it. The function of the pocket is to increase the displacement of the engine and to allow more air or fuel mixture. Okay guys, we proceed to the second component, which is the housing. The housing shaped like an oval and it has different parts. All of these parts are responsible for combustion, intake, compression, and exhaust. Finally, the third component, which is output shaft. The output shaft is a long cylindrical tool and it is built offset from the center line of the shaft. The engine's rotor is placed over the lobe of the output shaft to make it spin. That's all from me. Okay.
Oh, hello. My name is Firas bin Johari. I will tell you how the Wankel engine works. It consists of 4 parts: intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust. Okay, first of all, in intake, when the tip of the rotor passes the intake port, fresh mixture start entering into the first chamber. The chamber draw fresh air until the second apex, which is the intake port, and closes it. At the moment, fresh air fuel mixture is set into the first chamber and is being taken away for combustion. Besides that, in part 2 is compression. The chamber 1 between corner 1 to corner 2 containing the pressure get compressed due to the shape of the engine by the time it reaches to spark plug. While this happens, a new mixture start to enter the second chamber, which is between corner 2 to corner 3. Other than that, in combustion part, which is the third part of the Wankel engine, when the spark plug ignites, the highly compressed mixture expands explosively. The pressure of compression pushes the rotor in a forward direction. This happens until the first corner passes to the exhaust port. Thus, in the exhaust part, which is the last part of the Wankel engine, as the P or corner 1 passes exhaust port, the hot high pressure combustion gases are free to flow out of the port. As the rotor continues to move, the volume of chamber goes on decreasing or forcing the remaining gases out of the port. By the time the corner 2 gas closes the exhaust port, corner 1 passes by the intake port, repeating this cycle. While the first chamber is discharging gases, the second chamber between corner 2 to corner 3 is under compression. Simultaneously, chamber 3, which is between corner 3 to corner 1, is drawing fresh mixture. This is the beauty of the engine. The 4 consecutive of the 4-stroke cycle, which occur consecutively in a piston engine, occur simultaneously in the Wankel engine, producing power in a continuous stream. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Muhammad HAFIZ. I would like to make a comparison between the Wankel engine and a piston engine. This is how the Wankel engines and piston engines work. The normal piston engines need to do 4 things: suck air into the engine, compress the air with the fuel mixture, ignite the air and fuel mixture with a spark, and finally expel the burnt air fuel mixture out into the exhaust. Besides, rotary engine works on the same 4-stage basis. The air and fuel mixture enters the chamber, is then compressed, after which a spark ignites a mixture. Finally, the spent mixture is forced out and into the exhaust system. There are 5 components for a single rotor engine, which is front plate, rotor housing, the rotor, rear plate, and a eccentric shaft that connects to the rotor, acting like the crankshaft in a piston engine. In a piston engine, there are lots of moving parts, including piston intake, exhaust valve, and camshaft, which results in lots of reciprocating mass. This in turn means that these engines are rev limited due to the danger of valve floats, which is the valve springs cannot be longer keep up with the movement of the camshaft. The rotary also has a very few moving parts, and in the case of a single rotor unit, you are looking at only 2 things that actually rotate: the rotor itself and the eccentric shaft. Rotary engines are well known for burning a lot of oil, and that is because oil is injected directly by a throttle control into the rotor housing to keep the seats lubricated and chambers separated. For the summary, the piston engines use pistons to regulate intake and exhaust of fuel and gases. All 4 strokes intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust occur in the same cylinder. Pistons continually reverse direction, more wear and tear on the engine. Bad power to weight ratio in comparison. For the Wankel engines, it has a spinning rotor that creates 3 separate chambers and regulates the inflow and outflow of gases. Each chamber draws in air and fuel is compressed, ignited, and combusted, the expel creating power while at the same time forcing the other 2 chambers to do same. The rotors move in a continuous direction, make it smoother. Only about 3 moving parts, creating less friction to make it higher rotation per minute.
Okay, there we have it, the comparison between the piston and Wankel.
Ready? What is up, guys? Sekejap,
Dia silang je ni ya.
Tak.
Tak ada. Is to increase the displacement.
Tak hati ya?
Tak lekat.
And this explosion, the design of the Wankel RC engine.
Aku dah keluar.